I think their big win conditions are both the Rift Shield and the Void Grubs, because obviously there is just so much pushing potential between the Tristana and between the Ziggs that your entire game plan almost is to get these towers down. You don't really need to fight. In fact, I think you're definitely not favored if it comes down to a straight 5v5.
Yeah, and the Cassante should have priority early, so I imagine them picking up the Void Grubs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. A lot of it depends. We often see Jax pushing in early and starting to proxy, which means he gets off his first back earlier and then can sort of control the lane. Depends how they sort of play it.
Yeah.
It does tend to just sort of change depending on how each player is at the champ. Obviously, Lakai has played a lot of Jax in our past season, and I feel pretty comfortable with thinking he'll do pretty well here. Has he gone fishing? I don't think so. So, bit of a lost opportunity.
Yeah. -1.
Or 10.
Yeah.
If you get lucky.
Do have to worry about leaving this Ziggs, around level 5, 6 into a Nautilus Varus.
Yeah, and Rel, of course, is capable of diving, but in general should be fairly safe. Honestly, I don't even expect Leona to be doing a whole lot of roaming. I think going up to the Void Grubs is probably enough, because it is just a lot of pressure that you can put down on the lane as the Ziggs Leona. I mean, unfortunately, as I say it, misses that Q, but...
Decent trades.
Oh, we're not winning the trade.
Ziggs is going to be able to get most of the CS.
Yeah, for sure.
Even from his tower, he'll be fine.
He'll just be lobbing bombs. It is very, very costly early game, though.
Yeah.
Where you don't really have access to mana. Of course, he does have the biscuits, which will give him 50 back, but in general, it's very costly. You can't really afford to be spamming out your abilities that much. Maybe just your Q, but as soon as you start using the other ones, it does become quite draining. Of course, having teleport, though, means you do get sort of one free base that Wako will not be able to get. And Wako's also chosen to go the on-hit, which not sure I'm the biggest fan.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
I mean, he's going to get a lot of uptime hitting the Maokai and the Cassante.
For sure.
And it's nice for the lane, because if this Leona ever goes in, it pretty much has to be a one-way trip. You have to be getting the one-shot on this Varus, or you just lose that fight with the lethal tempo on the Varus.
Yeah, for sure. And there is a lot of follow-up in fairness. Cassante can get to the Varus, Maokai lockdowns the Varus, and then Xingbai as well should be jumping around.
Yeah, I do think, maybe I would have leaned lethality. Trist hates, taking any damage before a fight. Ziggs hates being outranged. Wako bomb flying over the top of his head.
That's right. The Z-axis. Z-axis even. Oh. All right.
So ICU's got a little freeze.
Yeah, it should...
With Maokai on his
stay
side.
Here, yeah. It's going to be hard for Lakai to break this, and he actually has to be pretty careful. Did put down a fairly deep ward there, though, that offers him enough time, I'd say, to be able to get out. Maybe when his minion wave isn't coming in, though. Might not.
We'll see if Kazma goes the whole way around. He's pinged on his way to enemy tri-brush. Yeah, he's going to go around. He's going to avoid this ward for the most part.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Here comes Rel.
This is going to get spotted, and the minion wave's coming in, so Jax will have access to that leap strike. On the other side of the map, though, there is also a dive we're seeing. Lakai getting low. Should be first blood going over. ICU definitely wants to be the one to pick that up. Ooh.
Nice. Really well played.
Yeah, back on the other side, though, Kongwei tanking up. Wako going to claim himself first blood, and nobody going down. Are they going to look for a redive? Wako keeping some of these blight stacks on. It's going to be at least tanked up for the start by Kongwei, but he's going to go down. And in comes the teleport for God JJ.
Of course, they trade one kill back. That was probably a pretty hard dive to pull off. I'd like to see it again.
Ooh.
Massive trade. Very good trade,
yeah.
So we're going to get to see the bot dive now. Ziggs pretty low on mana. Still looks like a very hard kill. Does the Rel just flash Q him? No flash, just walk up auto. He flashes the Rel Q and W, and he still goes down here. Wako just taking him out.
Yeah. Varus very much a stat stick of an 80k.
Yeah. And they go here, importantly, while the lethal tempo is still up.
Oh. I wonder how much health he died by.
Yeah, it would be close. And yeah, on the other side of the map, Lakai, weak side, escaping a very scary gank.
That's right, weak side escapee. Now, Dragon will be picked up here by Halpix, but again, as I said before, now, obviously, it's never bad to get a Dragon, but I think they may have wanted to get the Void Grubs more.
Yeah.
They don't often matter all that much, but I think when you just have this much pushing potential, it becomes a little bit more...
Yeah, you leave the Orianna, you leave the Ziggs or the Tristana on a tower.
Yeah.
With the Void Grubs especially, they're just going to take it. But honestly, these two champs might just be taking the tower anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's not the end of the world. But...
They also have the Maokai. Press R and get you away from my tower button.
Yeah.
Now, Marco feeling very good down here in the bot lane, has already got his boots. Of course, you don't always have to go boots on Varus. There are some 80 carries where you like boots first. Jhin, Kalista comes to mind there, but...
Yeah, boots against the Ziggs.
Yeah, boots against Ziggs, Leona makes a whole lot of sense, because obviously you want to be dodging out of Zenith Blades, because that's a lot of setup for the Ziggs. You want to be constantly dodging those bombs, because they just have very high base damages.
Yeah, and this Jax is having a great time in the top lane.
Yeah, he's a bit of a weak side bandit.
Against the Cassante first pick. And I wonder if they can kill him here. He has no flash.
Yeah, no goes quite yet for ICU, as Kazma certainly is...
If they can catch him under tower here, he's for sure dead.
Oh, he just walks up, claims himself a... Uh-oh.
Probably warding over this one.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's dead.
Lakai, my good friend. Counter-strike, Xingbai. It's not as simple. It's going to be... Oh!
Oh my god.
That was awfully close.
Yeah, and because it's so close, Maokai feels like he can't just give the kill over to Triss, has to take the kill.
Yeah, so kind of a win in some regard.
Minji
obviously
taking Cryo and roaming bot though. We're going to get the TP out of ICU. Should shut down that play.
Yeah, and this should be fine as well for ICU. Obviously, you don't really want to be using your teleport, but he'd already pushed in his wave, so it's kind of perfect timing for him to be able to come down, recall, and get back to lane before it's crashed in by Lakai on the Jax.
Yeah, and it does wonders for Shenbai that play bot doesn't work. He gets to run mid, shove a wave in, and get a really good reset. Otherwise, he was maybe losing a plate.
Sure. Now, it is the recurve bow as well as Vamp Scepter here for Wako, so obviously Blade of the Wrong King. We already did expect that to be the case, but certainly does feel very far ahead of the Ziggs, who is working towards the Ceres with that Tear and Lost Chapter.
Yep. And I wonder what the Ziggs build is going to look like. Will it just be the Leandries after? Makes sense.
You'd think so, right?
Yeah, there are more pen-based one-shot Ziggs builds where you can go for like maybe a Shadow Flame.
Okay. The classic Storm Surge.
Yeah, that was more common maybe with the old Ludens.
Storm Surge wasn't out of the old Ludens. When he came out.
I just mean the pen build, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, maybe like a Storm Surge and go for a one-shot.
Yeah.
One-shot build. Yeah.
You know what Storm Surge reminds me of? Especially in solo queue, is Thunderlords, when those runes came out, because it's blue, and for like the first week and a half, 2 weeks of solo queue, every single game was like 3 Storm Surges on each team.
Yeah.
And I remember when Thunderlords came out, it would literally be the entire game was just 10 Thunderlords, because that rune was so obscenely strong.
Yeah, Electrocute, fortunately, not as strong.
Yeah.
Oh, missed
wow,
time on the Triss jump.
The timing on that, Kongwei unfortunately does pick that one up, but wow, Shockwave really landing at the perfect time, cancels out that rocket jump.
Yeah, Shangwai loses his flash too.
Yeah, secures himself yet another kill.
Yeah, you can buffer the Orianna ult with the Triss jump. Just mistimes it maybe. Or does he jump before the Ori ult even? Yeah, he just mistimes it. Flash. Dead. And he actually flashes here very ambitiously.
Yeah. It was a bit ambitious. He did use the ult as well. I think he was hoping for the flash double knockback.
Yeah.
But wasn't to be. And even if it was, maybe a minion still finishes him off.
Yeah.
Now,
Cosmo's looking to contest this Void Grub. Both supports up here. Actually, level 6 for the Leona, level 5 for the Nautilus.
True. That is very important, of course, as support level 6 are some of the strongest ults in the game. But Ursan does walk mid, picks himself up that level that he needed. Yep. And now it will be equal levels. ICU is the first to this play, and It will also be Wako walking up here. Teleport is available, though, for God JJ, and he's going to use it. He is in mid, and there's a lot of lockdown coming through. Minji is not long for this world. Goes down in record time, as now Kongwei is going to get all outed. He's trying to run for his life, but his life will be also flashing before his lives as Hellpigs secure themselves 2 and look to be able to pick up at least 3 of these Void Mites.
And we're seeing again this LOL-APAC struggling through the lane, and then once she makes it to these objective fights, just making a big difference. He was able to flash onto the Orianna, as we're about to see it here. Minji with flash up, but he just gets Zenith Blade into ulted, into Ziggs ulted. Whole team's on top of him, and Kongwei is also caught out. Maybe overstaying a bit, hitting the Void Grubs there. Yeah, Ziggs arrives before Varus. Was always going to have more impact than the Varus because of the long-range ultimate.
For sure. But Dragon is going to be started up here by J-Team and should feel fairly confident at being able to get this one. Evens that score up 1-1, and we get to find out which of the souls will we have. It is the Mountain. Second game in a row, I believe. Pretty sure it was Mountain last game.
Yeah, it was. I feel like Hellpig's comp is a lot more dependent on their ultis, so they just had no chance of fighting that, I think.
Yeah. Now, I mean, if things slow down, it is a kill lead to Hellpigs, but still J-Team have got themselves a fairly reasonable gold lead. Of course, Wako being the major benefactor there, being that he is up so much CS. I believe he even... Oh no, that plate did just fall. Yeah,
but you leave the Ziggs or Tristana with a tower for just one wave, and the gold lead will be evened out, probably.
Yeah, Wako and Yursan see the Maokai nearby and realize we're red side. Gonna recall. I think it'll be pretty slow until the next objective, which will be this Rift Herald. And that, I think, is actually more important than the Void Grubs. Of course, crashing into a tower almost guarantees that Ziggs can satchel it and execute.
Yeah, you can just throw the satchel on it after the charge. It doesn't do as much damage as the old Rift Herald charge, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, any chip damage on the tower.
Oh, God, JJ's going to get himself probably 2 plates. That Ziggs passive putting in some work here, of course. And Wako arrives.
Does he get the plate? Yeah, he does. That's pretty big. He's got no TP, though.
Yeah, no mana, so definitely has to go back. Although, maybe he's close to a level at which...
Wako has ult here. He's not going to get away with clearing this wave. Has to flash.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't...
Wako not even having to use a sum, so...
Yeah.
Massive trade for him.
Yeah, a bit greedy by God JJ.
Minji now actually going to the top lane, and don't think ICU should care all that much. Hollow Radiance, of course, has already been finished by him, so sitting there with quite a lot of magic resist as things stands. Lakai going for a different build than that of Jiang.
Yeah.
Going to have the Sundered Sky first.
I wonder if he'll still go for the Titanic into full tank, just without the Triforce.
I think so. I think he'll also just go the Triforce, right? It's not a Sheen item, I don't think. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could pair it with the Triforce. Bit of a squishier Jax build.
Nope.
Value out of the Demolish.
For sure. Luden's Companion completed.
So we're actually seeing a gold advantage for the Ziggs, even in spite of Wako getting 2 kills early.
Oh, that's the plate gold.
Oh, plate gold. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense then. Ziggs is
Shinbai is by himself. There is a Norla's ult. Ooh, Wako's just going to get busted shot in. He was by himself, but he's turned it into a bit of an insect. Wako's actually turning it around, though. He's staying mighty untouched on 1 HP. Eventually does go down as Minji gets all outed from the other side of the world. It's going to be a 2 for 3 as things stands. ICU still in all-out mode. Might look aggressively as God JJ still feeling very healthy, but the stuns come through. He has not been able to buffer the unstoppable, and it looks like it will just be Lakai picking himself up yet another kill in the fight. 2,500 damage out of that Jax in that one, and we're looking like we might have a scary Jax for the second game in a row.
Yeah, this Jax pick is probably going to run away with the game, justifying some of its bans earlier in the split. The Varus, Wako and the Varus actually got ulted out of the Leona ulti by the Tristana, as Hook barely misses, and then you watch a pretty nice Leona ult onto Wako, and
it might even be better though, because he could just cleanse it.
I guess Shenbai does ult him into his team.
Yeah.
Orianna ult whiffs. Massive rel ult means Wako lives forever. Tristana's not able to get an auto range. Tristana actually flashes to try finish off the Varus, but is just getting pulled in by the rel ulti.
Yeah, I can't believe how long Wako was able to stay alive there.
Yeah, really nice peel from the rel.
I wonder, maybe ICU doesn't have his unstoppable up, because he does just get hooked and CC'd down, and even here he doesn't use it, so... I'm not sure, but...
Yeah.
Anyway, seeing damage on your screens there, it was God JJ who won out, but a lot of that, as we often say, is kind of artificial in many ways.
Yeah, inconsequential damage, just landing poke on front line. And, you know, a big ulti, if it's not landing on the back line, it'll still do a lot of damage, but...
We got a drifter.
Here he comes.
Yeah, this guy drives.
Yeah. Maybe gonna go for a second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Helpings are not here. Oh, he's run off to the mid lane.
Oh, we're going mid. Oh my god, we are so back. Look at this guy.
Oh.
Oh, he might find himself in a bit of trouble.
Excellent driving. He has run into the
yeah, he's got a 4-man magnet storm though, and his team have managed to get here. And massive shockwave is going to land there after the all-out brings him into the middle of 4. ICU all-outs Rel into his team, and at that exact moment, Minji presses shockwave, and we see our second 4-man Orianna ult of the night.
Yep. And J-Team are just going to pick up the dragon off of that. Everyone chunked out on Hellpigs.
What did I just witness, man? I love this new rift here. That's so much more fun than the old one.
Yep.
Where it just waddles down to a second tower before getting killed in one auto attack to its eye. Alright, massive. So
it's going to be Ludens and Archangels on the Ziggs. I thought with the Lost Chapter tier he was going to go for that Seraphs, but decides he wants both, I guess. Maybe a bit overkill on the mana.
Maybe he's just going to sit on the tier 4 mana.
Yeah, maybe.
And like upgrade later. But
do
for
they
now,
actually have the damage to kill Minji
they have the CC.
Oh, Ziggs ult comes in.
Yeah,
nice.
Ziggs ult will confirm it. Arding, unfortunately, being the one to pick up that gold. But yeah, definitely do get themselves a nice pick there onto Minji. He's having a bit of a rough one in game number 1.
Yeah. Nice start initially with the gank coming in from the Rel. They were able to pick up a kill on Shenbai, but yeah, has found himself on the receiving end of a Leona in most of these skirmishes.
Right, now, next objective being up is the Baron, and honestly, I think J-Team could do it pretty quickly, but I don't think Hellpigs do it all that quickly. Tristana doesn't have the same amount of DPS as a Varus will at this stage of the game.
God JJ goes for the satchel, but the tower wasn't low enough, maybe.
Would have been extremely close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't. You know, Wako, yeah.
Maybe if the Leandries is coming, I assume the Leandries is coming on the Ziggs. That'll help the Baron quite a bit.
Yep, for sure. And to be fair, you just want your Navori to be finished before contesting anything big.
Yeah.
It's a massive power spike for a Tristana, and certainly want to play towards that.
Honestly, ideally, you aren't really looking for a group on this Tristana. You've got Trist in the side lane, Cassante in the side lane, and then Maokai Leona trying to pick off the Jax or the Orianna. With Ziggs just holding down mid, it's really hard to get through this Ziggs to have any pressure on the mid lane. And he can follow up the side lane plays with his ulti too.
Yeah, I expect now on the side lane, Lakai really going to start to make headway.
Yeah.
Has himself the 2 items, as we said. Obviously, the Titanic Hydra adding a lot of push. Oh, we got the cool one again.
Yeah.
High rolling.
Really nice to get this one against the Ziggs, so you're not just stuck in the pit.
That is true. In the same regard, it's nice against things like the Rel and the Oriana too, although there can be some vision games played around the walls if warding's cleared. We're playing ping pong now.
Yeah, we're just going to be bouncing waves back and forwards mid and seeing who can make a play on the side lane. Looks like J-Team are going to go for this blue. Maokai's on his way.
Ursan, I thought he might be looking for Xingbai there. Of course, does have the depth charge. Chooses not to. Kongyue, he's trying to get this blue, but it doesn't look like he will be able to. Instead, attention towards Arding. Kongyue kiting on back. Oh, the double stun, and also everything else has come to Wako. He's in the middle of the team. He's going back and forth. He's the true ping pong in this interaction. But here comes Lakai. He finds a 4-man stun, I believe. He's carrying on. There's going to be at least one. One is confirmed now. Bramble Smash to try and keep the rest of the Hellpigs alive, but at least one more will go down. He's looking for a triple. ICU running for his life. God JJ going to be the next target. He's going to be smited. This could be the triple kill. It will be. Does he continue on for the Penta? There's two very low health bars, but won't have it in him. But there is now 4 members strong for the side of J-Team. Yeah, Baron is alive, but without the Varus, they don't feel like they'd have the damage.
This Jax is a problem. You saw Wako just get taken out immediately in the beginning of the fight, but once Jax shows up, no one is really killing him.
I can't wait to see Wako just go forward and back and forward and back. That's what it seemed like it happened in this fight.
Yeah. Gets ping-ponged around. Really nice Leona ulti. Wako, really nice flash.
Flashes out. Bramble, all out. He's just...
Yeah.
Bro's flying.
Oriana ult even. But then the moment Tristana jumped in, there was a Jax behind her. And she ends up going down to very low HP. I think she does actually get out. But yeah, at this point the fight's over. Jax is too big and they don't have enough juice to kill him as God JJ throws a W at his teammate. Might have helped him escape.
No, poor God JJ.
And
wow.
Look at that Jax damage. Yeah, if you're not punishing this Jackson lane, it seems to just take over games.
Yeah, and Lakai certainly is looking to take over this game. Obviously, gold still remains reasonably even, and honestly, I think for Hellpigs to win, they really need to find some poke with the 6.
They're on the Jax.
Oh, I thought... Anyway, there is a lot of CC. Nature's Grasp will be coming through. Rooted up will ICU be. But here comes the 3-man. And it's followed by a 3-man Counter-Strike. Lakai back onto this back line. God JJ just getting absolutely ran down. Although it's going to be Lakai getting low. He just turns around. Counter-Strike. Going to take down Xingbai. Looking to take down Kazma. This should mean a very simple Baron in favor of J-Team. There are low health bars. And Ziggs is still alive. But he's also very, very low. He won't be able to go anywhere near Wako. Does not have teleport available for him, and with the 1v5, it should just be Baron.
Yeah, really nice engage by J-Team. The Rel ult into the Oriana ult chunks the front line and lets Lakai just get onto the back line. 3-man Counter-Strike, as you said, and they cannot kill this Jax.
Yeah.
He's just walking into the back line and, yeah, just taking kills and getting out on low HP. Not really enough threat on him as they try to get at least a chunk on him. Xingbai afraid for his life for a second there. Nautilus ult onto the Tristana, and it gets followed up. Oh, and the Varus ult is just hitting everyone as well. As suddenly the entire Hellpigs team just gets CC'd, and yeah, this Jax is a problem. Kuzma trying to peel him, but yeah, there's just not enough damage coming out to deal with the Jax.
Yeah, definitely not.
And he's only going to get stronger. He's only going to get tankier.
Oh, he's having a good time. Look at Lakai.
Yeah.
He is really enjoying himself. Going tanky now, of course. Has the Titanic, has the Frozen Heart. Wit's End, maybe? I think it'll be Wit's End.
Maybe. It might just be like... we saw the item, which name I always forget. The one that gives you like a Galio shield.
Mechanic Recurrent.
Yeah, the Recurrent. Might just be that. We saw that last game.
Yeah, could be. Definitely do want a little bit of MR, of course, up against the Ziggs, although Ziggs' damage not that impactful to the Jax at this stage of the game, especially with the build.
Yeah,
Luden's companion.
I don't love this.
I hate that item.
Yeah. Just a random tier and a random Oblivion Orb.
It's really good if you want to play one-shot blue card Twisted Fate. But,
yeah. Valid.
Now, this tower is getting sieged out. Of course, Ziggs does have quite a lot of range and wave clear, even through these barren waves, but it will be going down for, at least on this next wave. Lakai not in the bot lane, so J-Team not really threatening a dive. You really do need this Jax, who is the vast majority of your team's power. Admittedly, Waku very strong now, sitting at 5 and 2.
Yeah, they can just put the ball on this rel and walk at them.
Yeah.
It's not really much backline threat onto this rel.
Yeah. Mid lane tower goes down. So 2 towers, it's only 2,500 gold for now, and 40 seconds left on this Baron, and recalls coming through means they're not going to be pushing the issue any further. Alpigs will have some reprieve, but shouldn't be for too long, as in 3 minutes 30, sorry, the Dragon will be spawning. It would be Sol for J-Team if they're able to get it, and how things currently stand, you have to feel like they should be able to, being that they are at a 7k gold advantage.
Yeah, it feels like you're stalling and clearing waves as Hellpigs without too much hope of winning these fights coming up.
Yeah.
So far away from, you know, I think you need maybe 2 more items on Ziggs before he's a serious threat. Maybe a Void Staff and a Rabadon.
Yeah, definitely a wee while away from being at that point of the game, and obviously Tristana can be a threat, but can't really do anything with this Jax.
Yeah.
Waku as well. He's finished 3 items. Terminus will be completed.
Yeah, and even if they can kill the Jax, it will just take them so long that Wako's going to be free hitting the entire time, stacking up his Rage Blade, stacking up his Terminus.
Yeah, for sure. Should be a little bit of a lull in the action, although everyone is grouping around this top side. Maybe they're going to be able to get this tower down. Of course, Ziggs' wave clear a lot better now. Also does have his ultimate available for him if he really needs it.
Decides to not ult the wave. Doesn't need to.
Yeah, just clears it out. It is pretty hard to push into. Okay, he's trading very aggressively and very well. Are they just going to dive? I mean, Kongme is definitely angling like he's going to.
Yeah. Maybe looking for a flash as Leona ult comes out.
Yeah, but there goes the Ziggs ult as well, and Waku doesn't take any damage of it as the cleanse does allow him to move out of range. ICU's never going to be winning this 1v1.
Yeah. He's just trying to not lose his tower, I guess. Yeah, they need to...
Uh-oh. Lakai's got...
Oh, this is a Varus ulti.
Yeah, Varus ult comes down. Chain of Corruption will land. The stun from the Counter-Strike also will land there onto Kazuma. Or jump away so Lakai won't take too much damage. And
Too scary to fight a Ziggs in that corridor, I think. They can't commit on that.
Yeah, for sure. And they don't need to, right? There's a minute now until Dragon Soul comes up, which will make pushing into the Ziggs a lot safer. Just means a lot more padding from his poke.
Yep.
The bouncing bomb. But Jack Show was the item that Lakai chose to. He picks up his 4th now. Very, very fast 4 items.
Yep.
And Waku as well, looks like he's going to be buying a Wits End next. Could actually be the Jack Show as well, in fairness. Does synergize with the Terminus as long as you're able to auto-attack in these fights. And being that the only 3 players he probably has access to will be Arding, Kazuma, and ICU. Certainly some tanks to wail upon.
Yeah. No Void Staff in sight for the Ziggs. Means I don't see this Jax going down anytime soon.
It could be Crypt Bloom. The Fiendish Codex does build into Crypt Bloom.
Yeah, maybe.
It will be Crypt Bloom being picked up next by Minji.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be too much gold away from that. And back to this abomination that is the current state of Lakai's Jax.
Yeah.
I mean, how much gold is he ahead? He's up 4.6k on his laner as things stand.
Yeah, I see you holding on okay, not actually taking that much damage to his towers.
Okay, both top laners just strolling on down here now, and importantly, God JJ has not landed any poke yet, so if a fight does break out, you have to feel like it immediately should just favor J-Team. Lakai and ICU battling in the mid lane. Importantly,
So-
ICU really has to mark this Jax because
Oh.
if Lakai gets to this fight, it's going to be really, really bad. Dragon getting very low. Kongyue is going to be able to get it. That is going to be the soul now. Storm comes down, but importantly, there are damage dealers onto Wako. He's going to be taken out. It's the first kill of the fight, but here comes Minji Shockwave. It finds 3, and Lakai finds his way now into this fight. Makai should be going down next, Minji being able to claim that one. A lot of damage coming out of this Cassante. This might not be so clear as Minji is getting taken out too. Cassante finds himself a third, and out of absolutely nowhere, ICU has turned this thing on its head and done so much damage, done so much work, and somehow picked up the team fight win.
Yeah, the God JJ and ICU duo somehow just fight the 2v4 and just win it, landing all of their spells. And at the start of that fight, Wako had no cleanse, and Arding found a great engage onto him, followed up by Shangbai. They managed to take him out. It still looked pretty bad. So this entire fight, ICU is on the Jax. The Jax cannot get into this fight. And initially, that's what stops us from being disastrous. As, yeah, here's the engage onto Wako. No cleanse on him. Shangbai flashes on top of him. It looks like he's just going to lose anyway, but they do manage to kill him, as eventually Lakai's going to make his way here. And God JJ is free hitting this entire fight. Just really well positioned and really well played by, oh my god.
Yeah, that was massive.
Yeah, 3-man W into Q3 by the Cassante, followed up by Zig's damage. It is the Mountain Soul going over though.
Ah, Cassante, huh?
Yeah, manages to top damage.
Yeah, it did more
somehow.
damage than the Ziggs, who was sitting there throwing Qs literally the entire time.
Yeah, and landing them.
Yeah. Now that's just the Ziggs build. I think the Ziggs build is not that good. But
Yeah, I don't love the Ziggs build. Oh, and it got worse.
yeah. Buster Shot has now been used, so Xingbai won't have access to that ultimate if a fight were to break out in the next 60 or so seconds. And yes, the builders,
Yeah,
he be building.
the Horizon focus
Yeah.
is a bit puzzling, but starting up the Baron on J-Team.
I guess all eyes on ICU.
ICU is hooked.
Yeah, but he's found Lakai. Lakai now is definitely winning this 1v1 as things stand. Looks like J-Team wanting to just try and bait out this Baron for the turn afterwards. There's a lot of tanky members, of course, and Nirsan as well as Lakai can do a pretty good job of guarding this, especially with the Mountain Soul. Getting pretty low. Kongyue, though, he's still just in the Baron.
Oh.
ICU now half HP.
You see once Wako gets onto ICU, how quickly he goes down.
Yeah, and there is no teleport as well, so this health is going to be what he is stuck with. They are going to find their way onto Kazma now. A lot of CC coming down. The Shockwave will find 2. That's onto Kazma and
ICU.
Arnie. But yeah, ICU's found his way into the back line. He might be able to pick up Minji. Wako, though, he's able to confirm that kill. God JJ does return 1 for the side of Hal Pigs. It's a double kill for Minji. It is 2 people going down only for J-Team. All 4.
Can God JJ stop this Baron?
I don't think so. Lifesteal on Wako. Mountain Soul as well is available. I think it's a play for Outer Angle now.
Yeah. Yeah, flip the Elder. I like their chances if they can flip the Elder.
Yeah, these fights have been surprisingly close.
And ICU is putting in so much work justifying the first pick Cassante.
So I want to see what he does here, because I was so surprised. What are we so slow for?
Yeah, he was suffering against the Varus for a bit.
Yeah.
I think Shockwave doesn't quite land. And then I think he just takes the Nautilus.
Oh,
yeah,
just
and then
gets
he's on top of the
straight
back
to the back line, yeah.
Yeah.
Crypt Bloom as well.
Shengbai is getting jaxed.
And honestly, if that Crypt Bloom doesn't come through, Wako might die to ICU.
Yeah.
And then that could be a whole different fight at that stage. Certainly wouldn't be the Baron if that happened, but very, very close. Crutch.
Yeah, and someone's got to talk to God JJ about the Sigs build.
He's got a lot of damage and then just a Leandri's for funny. I swear it's just Seraph's Leandri's Death Cap.
Yeah.
Maybe Seraph's Leandri's Void Staff, actually, or Crypt Bloom.
Yeah, against Mountain Soul as well. Just 3 Mountain Dragons not having...
2 Jack Shows, a Terminus,
Yeah.
Nautilus,
Yeah.
Rel's items.
Yeah, not having Void Staff here.
He's got the Blighted Jewel, so on his way there
It's
now.
coming, yeah.
On his way to that much important Void Staff or Crypt Bloom. I think it should be Void Staff on Ziggs. Although, maybe you do like the cooldown reduction. You certainly won't be getting the heal all that much because you don't really kill people in 3 seconds.
Yeah, if anyone does die, it's pretty safe to assume the Crypt Bloom will proc though because of how much AoE Ziggs has.
Yeah, what I mean is you have to kill them within 3 seconds of damaging them.
Leandries will count, right?
Oh, yeah, true, actually. Yeah, no, that's fair.
Probably still just a Void Staff, though. Just the extra 10% pen, right?
Yeah, especially against Mountain Soul. I think that makes the Void Staff at least a little bit more valuable. Now, Lakai's looking, and so is you, saying he's going to find the hook, but it's onto Maokai. Definitely not the target you necessarily want. Bone plating from Xingbai was popped there. Not too bad for Hal Pigs. They're holding on to this tower for dear life. Baron is still alive. Not sure how long's left on that, but definitely will get this next wave in. Should be able to take this tower on this next wave, perhaps, although here comes the Merrick ult. Is going to come through. They're actually finding a lot of CC. The Ziggs ult is fantastic. So much damage onto Minji. Does go golden, but Wako is untouched in the back. He's going to be able to take out this Leona first, while Lakai is dealing with both bot laners of Hell Pigs. He's going to get stunned up. All Out comes in and stuns up God JJ. But ICU now is unleashed in this team fight. Lakai getting very, very low. Wako unleashing now on to ICU. So much damage coming out of this on-hit Varus. The teleport coming back for Minji means he is going to arrive back at this team fight. And with that, the flash forward, Ursan will land it. It's going to be on to God JJ. He does go down. In comes Lakai. In comes the shockwave. And with that, there's not much left in the tank for the side of Hell Pigs. And J-Team will eventually, after 37 minutes, take out the game number 1.
Yeah, I think they'll be looking to just end here. And finally, Lakai finds his way onto the Ziggs, and the fight is over pretty quick after that. Almost gets turned around on him, but that initial engage, actually, they somehow didn't kill Minji, probably because there was a Jax on their backline.
Yeah. It was close. Minji very, very close to going down. Jax almost taken down 2 with his tower dive solo.